Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. We're hanging out in Satisfactory again today. Been bitten by the bug, and I had a lot of fun yesterday updating everything to update 8 and checking out some of the new things. And I want to keep on going. I think we're in a groove with the Devastator save, and we're almost there in terms of getting everything back up and running to where we had it before the Megatron power station was brought online. So I think the thing I need to look at right now, because I've been building so many Mark V belts, I need to make sure that my aluminum is at least puttering along temporarily. And then we, I think, have to go and look at increasing the capacity of aluminum and figuring out what has to be built next. We're also not building any crystal oscillators right now, and that's going to be an issue. I did a little bit of tidying up after the stream yesterday while I was taking some screenshots, and all I did was just move the hypertubes. I removed the train track for now, and I added in, I think, asphalt going all the way up and down everything. But before I go down this way, I want to take a look at we have actually calculated throughput, and for whatever reason, Scavenger is bringing in more than it should. So if you look here, we've got 603 items per minute, and that's, I mean, it should be 600. That's what we're expecting from those miners, and it's the same thing here, 600 per minute. But then this is only a normal node, so we should only be getting 300, but we're getting 435, and this should only be 600, but we're getting 837. I have no idea how you can get more coming in on the train than is coming out of the node. So these nodes are all over here. We're actually going to go and check that out right now. So we're going to ride the train back. So we'll just kind of see what's going on. I might as well time it, I guess, shouldn't I? We'll get that information. This is probably going to change. But you can see we're not unloading everything. We'll at least get a half mark on how long it takes. Yeah, I was just, it was looking messy after the stream yesterday, and I had some time last night, so I thought, why not? I'll give it a go. So I'm not a fan of this junction. I want to have everything go off of the main hub there, so that this time is eventually going to change. But it's not a long road trip. It's like under a minute, I think. So I'll wait until the beep, and we'll call that done. The coal is absolutely being used. The iron and copper may not be being consumed entirely, and that might be why this is happening. There also could be a glitch in the train. Maybe I have to rebuild the cars. Alright, so it's 1:31 for half of it. So I'll bring that up. And we're at the Green Valley. And so I'll put a little note here. For a half trip, it's 1:31. So what should be happening here is we've got 4 coal miners, 300 per minute each, going into 2 600 belts. 1 copper miner going into a 300 belt, and then 1 iron miner going into a 600 belt because this is a pure node. So we're going to double check all that. I mean, it should be right. Guess we'll start with the iron because it's right here. Oh, I also have to get rid of... There's some... Oh, I don't have any bullets. That's fine. Can I make some? Maybe I can make some. Yes. All of the bad guys are back. Ah! Couldn't switch fast enough. I used to be really good at this, not so much anymore. All right, how do people find the volume of the factory compared to me? I was doing some tinkering last night. So that's 250. This is a Mark V. That's what we want. That's Mark V. This is only ever going to have 600 on it. It can't handle any more because there's no more coming out. This is all doing what it should be doing. Mark V, Mark V, Mark V, Mark V, Mark V. And that goes down to here. And so I've used the bare minimum to get 600 out in 2 belts. Should be... Yeah, we need 2 480 belts. So that's a Mark... Oh, that's a Mark IV. Maybe that's the problem? Weirdly, the escape key is not working. That still shouldn't be able to carry more than it's needed. It could also be the production backing up, but like 620 per minute. So that, why is it 621 per minute there and then 8 something down there? That doesn't seem right at all. That is a Mark V, so this should be really a Mark IV. And I need to change my... It's a very short round trip. This needs to be redesigned anyway. I don't think it's going to stay where it is. But I at least want the belt work to be accurate. Alright, so I guess we'll just backtrack to the copper miner. 250, 300 parts per minute. That's a Mark IV belt. And that's Mark IV the whole way. And then coal. The machines are loud when you stand right next to them, but you can still be heard over them. That's good. Weirdly, I find that the audio between my Minecraft streams and my Satisfactory streams are inconsistent. 300 per minute. So these are being combined like right here. So that's a Mark IV. And then this should be a Mark V the whole way. That comes in and goes left. That is the Mark V. I'm going to make these Mark IV anyway. Okay, so those are now doing 600, and then we just backtrack and try the last one. I mean, I figured that this was all above board, right? Now these two are close by somewhere. That's 300. Where's the other one? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so this should be Mark IV. And then a Mark V, and then this is Mark IV. Mark IV. That's a merger. That's set up right. And this is 5. And then these are now Mark IVs. I mean, these ones were right anyway, because that's exactly what it should be doing. 600 per minute, and I mean 597. It's somewhere in that range. Off by 3. See, this is correct, right? And this also correct. So I don't know why on the other end it's not great. But anyway, so the plan, I think, is with the new world train network is going to be somewhere around here. We will probably make a loop off of this. This will circle around and go into a new train station here. I might lower it a little bit. It'll be roughly in the same area because I don't think I want to redo all of that stuff. Like, I think I'm just going to box it in, but we obviously have quite a lot of headway here where we could lower this down to the appropriate height for this, and then it could all be working correctly. Alternatively, I guess we could raise it up, but I feel like going down and under would be the better way to do it. And then this will just exit and probably just attach right onto this right lane here and head back in. So it'll increase the length of time for the round trip, but the amounts should still be the same. We might have to add another car, but other than that, we should be good. So I'll wait for the beep, and then I'll time it again. We'll get the full round trip. Feeling efficient today. I will in just a second, Cosmic. The animations on the trains are all off as well. So I don't know whether there's a bug. So essentially, I'm seeing more come in to the base, to Devastator, than this train is capable of picking up. And that seems odd to me. The containers here at the train station where we're heading are filling up. They're not emptying at the same rate. So that to me means that the problem, now that I've double checked the other station, is that the problem is here in the factory. Something is backing up and not working. So I'll wait for the animation to play and the horn to go. I like that they do the little horn beep because it gives you a really good marker as to where to start your timer. And like I said, we'll have to retime it when we change the train station, but I want to focus on getting Devastator up and going. Yeah, see, copper was full. So 255. Is 2 minutes 55 seconds. What is that in minutes? 55, hold on. 55 over 60 is, we'll say 0.92. So 2.92. And so all we need to do is fill this in. This should be 2.92. So this is the collection rate, which is the volume coming in to the car, to the station, versus, or times the round trip. And that gives you, that train station is bringing in 1752 every 2.92 minutes. And a car is 3,200. So that means we only need about half a car, 55% of a car. And it's going to be even less for these. So we're good for cars. We're not, it's not like we're hard up for space or anything. So we could put more on this train if we ever wanted to. But yeah, so there's no reason why these things should be overflowing, because the cars shouldn't be at capacity, right? That's the thing. So yeah. So now if I check this here, I'm not gonna be able to check it until the train goes away. But it's so close, it's a really short train trip. So is that what you were talking about, Cosmic? Is that what you were saying in terms of what was making sense versus what was not making sense? So you remember the output numbers on the other train stations were 600, 600, 300, and then 600, roughly, right? Now, see, this is 601, so we're getting the right numbers now. 224, so that's less. That's fine. Less makes sense. 597. So we are getting the right numbers. I did go down and empty these out, these containers, last night. So, yeah, that's full, though. So, yeah, the fact that these are backing up is weird. What these containers do, it allows the flow of material to continue despite the fact that the train is docking and there is nothing flowing. So the only train currently not running right now is the Bauxite train. And everything is hooked up. I'm also running into this bug. You can't repaint conveyor walls. It highlights the hole for some reason. It's really strange. And my escape key doesn't work here, which is really frustrating. Right, so these are just coming in right from here. Oh, and another tree. There's definitely a few teething problems with update 8, yeah. And I don't know, I haven't been keeping tabs on the Q&A site, so I don't know whether these bugs are a known. Right, so we have lots of room to add more cars to the train. And I think before I get everything running, I want to do that. This is all garbage, I think. Yeah. These are my old buffers from the old train station. There's going to be a lot of pruning as we go, I think, in this playthrough. I'm going to leave the ceiling mounts there just in case we need them. For example, that looks like it's being used. Those are the new belts, yes. Usually everything that's green is old. There's some weird floating artifacts too. Like, you see these little black flecks? There's some strange rendering issues. I was watching somebody play earlier, and again, I'm going to do this right now before I forget. I keep on meaning to mention this creator, and I always forget. YouTube.com. Let me just look at my previous viewed videos. Kinstruction. I'll bring up their page. Kinstruction. Kinstruction on YouTube. They started a brand new playthrough a little while ago, and they're doing something similar to what I'm doing, is that they have edited episodes, but they also are plugging those alongside of the full-length VODs. So if you see something in the episode that you're like, how did they do that? They kind of cut that out. Then you can go watch the VOD and catch up, which is a neat idea. They are an experienced Satisfactory player, but they're a new streamer, new content creator, and they're pretty chill. I think you'll enjoy them. So by all means, check them out. But I saw he was having some bugs with pipes, having like black flecks in them, and it looked really strange. Something else I find really tedious is how long the chainsaw takes to get out. It really takes a long time when you switch from one thing to the other. Right, so that's definitely bauxite is all hooked up and ready to go. I was also thinking about how I want to do these hookups, and I was thinking that something like this green one would look cool, but I'm not sure whether I want to have them here or whether I want to put them all like up against this. That could look cooler if we did it that way. And then we could put the labels on maybe these, but I don't know. We might lose the labels. I don't know. That's another thing that could be a problem. Something else I noticed is that you don't make any footsteps when you walk on hypertubes. It's weirdly quiet. So this is where the bauxite all comes in, and it's not currently hooked up. This door keeps on not doing what we want it to do. It won't stay open. Every time you reload the game, it changes. So those are almost hooked up. We have to change. This was originally 4 belts, so we have to do some splitting and management. And that's why I thought if we're going to have to do some new splits, it's going to be worth changing. And one of the things I realized, one of the reasons this thing keeps on stopping is because it requires overflow for water. And when these fill up, the whole aluminum factory just stops. So it buys us some time, but it ultimately is something we need to fix. And we do have room for expansion. There's room for more. Room for more this way. We've got this weird little thing in the way. But once you build a machine on top of that, I don't think you'd ever notice it was there. So we could expand this sideways. We've got lots of room here. So that's why I want to make more aluminum. I feel like we're going to need it later on for batteries and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's better to get all the bauxite we can conveniently down into this area. I increased the volume on the chainsaw ever so slightly. Maybe it's something that can be heard now, but I'm not sure. Any other trees down here? I didn't see any down there. So I'm going to try not to redo this stuff because I think it's pretty complicated and I don't want to mess around. The only thing we're going to mess around with is the output, the water output. That we are going to turn into concrete because we didn't have the recipe for wet concrete when we made this build. And now that we do, we can turn the water into concrete and sink the concrete because you currently can't sink water unless you package it, and that's just a waste of plastic. So, got a few things to sort out there. The chainsaw is louder than it was, but not obnoxiously loud. Yeah, as long as it's like audible. I think that would be good. Oh, does this one... This one works. I changed the other hypertube back at the train station so it doesn't, like, suck me out now. And I need to put away the leaves. Well, while we're here, are we low on anything? Top those up. Top these up. I really wish that... Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. I really wish these signs weren't so bright like that. Like, that's the lowest setting. Off is really dim. But I find on, it blows them out. Like, that just seems far too bright. I don't think I have a sign there. Okay. Cable. We'll need some aluminum. Concrete. Yeah, I'd say just aluminum. And we're good. And this is why I want to get aluminum back up and running. Alright, so while it's dark... Wow, that's really cool. While it's dark, let's take a look at the spreadsheet here. So, Crater Lakes, Red Forest. So this is the bauxite. We'd have to make more of a direct route and do the throughput again. Really the problem is getting a situation where the train is getting all the goods. I don't know if we have room for another car. I think we do. Yeah, so we need to have a look at what the throughput is on that. Ultimately though, what's coming in and coming out should be the same. Right? So the throughput will be the number of cars, but the actual per minute should be fine. So it should be 450. $300, $300, $300, and then potentially $600. And then this is just not hooked up yet. And that goes to the South Aluminum Refinement, and that's where we were. 4 large storage bins, 2 output belts. So as of right now, 3, 4. But we are not using 4 belts here. We're only using 2. And that's not enough. Right? $900? $1,350. Oh no, the belts do $780. Might be easier to see. Yeah, so right now this is gonna move. It's on a Mark 5. And 675 is half of 1350. However, I don't know that is actually balanced underneath the train station. Yeah, that's not load balanced. And there's no point in load balancing that because we're going to add another node. So it needs load balancing. Two outputs belt. So this is just, that's old news. Oops. And I might make a blueprint for that. Actually, that could be kind of useful. So we need to look at the map. So there's that bauxite we tapped the other day. And I want to say that there's a Mark II miner on there now. I don't remember the speed, and not hooked up to train. And you can see the train route here. I don't know whether to add another station and do it that way, and then just redo the timing of everything. Is that? Yeah, we've got that one, and this one. And the other bauxite is actually closer to the main base here. I'm not sure how we'd even get that. I don't know whether that's... This stuff is all up here. See, I would be tempted to build something here specifically to bring in the bauxite and do something with it, like refine it up there, although I guess you'd have to bring the water from here. Be tricky. That or belt this all over to here, bring it down the cliff and add some sort of train station here. That could bring bauxite in. That's a long way. A long way. Right, well, I guess we've got to take the train up, so we might as well do that. I brought a miner. I've got that. I guess I should make sure I can build train station. I just need some computers. Should be good. So this is a cleaner ride now too. I lowered everything, getting rid of the train tracks, and it still feels really bare over here. We'll have to bring in more stuff. Probably more quartz, actually. This is Mixmaster. And I'll do the same thing. Reset my timer. And we'll time at least half of it. How's the train volume? Is it too loud when I'm on the train and talking? Because that isn't separate. I think that's a factory volume. I can't turn that down on its own. Not that I've been able to see anyway. If anybody that plays Satisfactory knows, let me know if I can turn down the trains. Heard over the train? Okay, cool. Even when we're on the train tracks, they render in really strangely. See, and this is where I think that Satisfactory is being ducked without me really knowing it. I've checked the audio mixer, and that's not a thing. I'm not doing it. Where in Minecraft, I'm 100% ducking the audio by like 2 or 3 decibels lower than my mic. I don't know, do you all find the Minecraft audio quiet when I play that one? Oh, I should have made some explosives. Crap. There's some weird visual glitches too when you go through the train, the trees. It pushes your camera around. So this is empty, so we'll get the loading animation up here. Yeah, that's wild. So I'm only going to time half of it. I'll stop it. And it should be roughly the same. And then I'm going to turn off self-driving. We'll leave it there for now. So I guess it's just monitoring how things are coming in right now. Okay. Do we have room for another car? Yes, I would say we do. This could use a nice coat of paint. Some love for sure. Man, if you ever started up here, it would be difficult because the enemies are bad, but if you were starting your biomass burners up here, you'd get lots of stuff. Why can I not get you, tree? That's annoying. Oh, maybe if I get this one. Nope. That's frustrating. Maybe the hitbox is up here? Nope. This is the Red Forest. I think so, yes. I have a map. And the map is this button. So if we compare that to where I am in the game. Whatever that pink biome is. I can't see it on my screen. We're in the pink one, the light pink, not the dark pink, in the dead middle of the map. So you can see the lake and river patterns. So whatever that light pink one is. I do have the graphic on my hard drive. Hold on. Grab it for myself. Where is that? Ah, there it is. My own map. That is Red Bamboo Fields. The red jungle is the dark pink on that map. Red jungle is the dark pink, and the Red Bamboo Fields is where we are. There's another tree I can't get. That's annoying. Weird. I wonder if that's a known bug. I'm sure people build up here all the time. I'm sure someone has flagged that. Yeah, it's this, they're all the same type of tree. And you can't seem to get rid of them. And they should go when I take that out, you know? So it looks like a lot of these are not going to be something we can remove. I guess I'll have to come through with the explosives and see if that helps. And some spots here where the track goes under. Stream time's at an hour. Thank you. Yeah, I think I might wait for the next nightfall just to be safe. and kind of get that on track. Yeah, the train goes through here too. Sometimes I don't want to get rid of the ones on the side, but you don't have much of a choice sometimes. I could just fill my inventory with stuff. I don't know whether that collects. That'll stop it because it's all made of wood, but right now I don't have. Oh, I do have numblisks. Hello. I thought he was coming for me. Oh. I just remembered that I've got all the animals on retaliate, so they're not going to come after me unless I provoke them. Hey, since it's right here. Oh, that was a bad throw. That's farther away than I thought. Right, so I'm not going to cut all these down just yet. I think one solution would be to build a train station. Probably right here. I don't think we can cut down these big trees, though. Oh, we can. Because a train station right here would be okay. That would be the easiest way to get that bauxite onto a train. The thing I'm curious about would be just belting it all the way back. It would take forever. But belting it all the way back there, I mean, it's not that far. There is another miner right there, which means that there's a belt nearby. There's also that belt there that we could hook into. What I should do is run some power. Even if it's just temporarily. Yeah, running into this belt might be the easier way than building a whole train station. That's not that far. That was it there, right? Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of power, we can build crazy new power things now. First time for everything. That's really far. Too steep. Oh my gosh, I can get it up there. I also didn't bring a zip line thing. I wonder if I can make one real fast. Oh, that's in the equipment workshop? I can make one, I think. Not enough space in my inventory. I'll do that. I mean, I can't. There we go. I probably have like 4 of these already. Oh. I thought sprinting was supposed to be able to be faster. I gotta hold the button down. So Alt, which is my sprint button, doesn't seem to work. Man, this makes running power a lot easier. We're ziplining to it before it's even built. Yeah, there's something finicky about that. Crazy new power things. These are power towers and power tower platforms are the technical name. Whoops. Where is it? On the other side, of course. Right through the thing we don't want it to go through. That's fine. Okay, so now we have to update what's going on. That was a Mark. That was a Mark III, right? Sure. So now that is Mark II overclocked to 600 per minute. So I don't know what belt is what, so we will have to run another belt. We won't be able to actually connect to the belt that's there. But 600 plus any of these is more than 780. We'd have to hook it up at some point here. Why did I split that into two? That seems like an odd choice. We'll have to look at that too. I can see these ones going together from 300 to 450. But it would be better to take the 150 and put it on a 600 line because it's a 780 belt and you can still fit 750. And then we can combine these two 300s into a 600 line and still only have 3 belts going in. Oh, this is probably the load balancing for the amount of cars that's needed. That's probably what's happening there. So we've got bauxite number 2 is the 150. And bauxite number 4 is the one that's already 600. So I can't use the line from bauxite number 4. Oh. 2, 3, 4 is way down there. All right, sweet. That's the 150. No. This is the 150. So this is the line that we want to try and hook up to before we get back to the train station, which is good because that's the closest one to there. Oop, wrong button. I keep on doing Alt-Tab to get rid of my map when obviously that's not what's going on. So, can you sprint jump? I thought you could hold down sprint and go faster on these, but it doesn't seem to want to work. I know you don't have to jump the power connections anymore. You can just hold on and it just smoothly runs you right through it, which is cool. And the way you look doesn't control your direction, which is also nice. These save a lot of time for just temporary setups, you know? It will take some practice to not overshoot the platform. Yeah, I feel like just bringing it straight along there and then jumping on to this tower would be the best situation. Those are 2 giant hogs. Wow. So that's the small one, pretty sure, judging from the belt that's on it. Oh, we're already combining that with something. That's fine. We can redo that. Oh, you are big nasty. I'm glad that I've got them on retaliate, so they'll ignore you until you punch them. Yeah, this is... I wish we could name them in the game rather than just on the map. So, 250%, 150. So that is being combined into 450. That is currently what's happening, but I'd like to change that. The thing's got a set of car keys and a job. It's so big. I've not heard that expression before. That's pretty cool. That's funny. So we'll just backtrack from here, I guess. We have to do, I think, just foundations. Oh, wait a minute. I've got blueprints. Feels pretty central. I thought these could only go 6. Oh, there we go. So really, I'd want to put it in the middle of this one. Weirdly, they snap into the middle of the pillars. I don't think these are on the global grid either. Maybe I should make that first one global. I think this was before I either knew about the global grid or before I decided to use it. I feel like that's the right height. If not, it's real close. Gotta get rid of that. Yeah, they snap into the middle, which is really weird. You'd think that they would snap to the tops, right? And I guess we'll just rotate it down that way. See if I remember how to do this. Thought you could move those. Oh, there we go. Hold control. I think I'm standing on the thing. Yeah. The King Nebbit, Neblit, sorry, my apologies. We are belting some additional bauxite to our train. I guess I could probably use the hover stuff, couldn't I? All right, so this is going to hook up to this position. I think the easiest thing to do is going to be to use maybe some beams. We could just use a stackable conveyor pole as well. I just don't like these things. Wrong height. Really close. It's a little bit wobbly. That could be just a render. And I also need to change my colors. There it is here. Yeah. A little bit finicky here, but I'd rather have this be easy to traverse. Oh, that's going to be hard to walk against the grain. What is that? Can I get rid of it? Nope. Simrian, thanks very much for the Prime sub. Good to have you along. Hope you're well. Appreciate the support, of course. Tree is going to be right in the way. The new jetpack range with the biofuel is fantastic for stuff like this, because previously you just would not be able to get up that high. I mean, I could probably use the hover pack like I mentioned, but it's nice not to have to constantly switch between the different tools. Or equipment, I should say. Now, here is where we will try to turn it a little bit, I guess. Just call me Kevin, mate. Thanks very much for the follow. Welcome in. And Iondis, thanks again. Appreciate the follow. You're building alongside. Very cool. What are you working on? What stage in Satisfactory are you at? So you can't do the freeze hologram thing. That pointing the right way? Sort of. Whoop. Can't run. What's going on? Sprint key is broken? There we go. There's definitely some small hiccups in this update that are peculiar. Oh my gosh, I got that. All without touching the ground. Now here, I think I'm just going to put a lift on this. I guess I should have done that first. I guess I could just do it here. No! Missed. Now from up here, you have to go that way. And that's the right level. Yeah. that'll work. Now, are you going to give me a line? No, of course not. Now, I should be able to freeze that hologram, move around, and then... Oh, I can't... See, that's something that they should add. I can nudge it if I want to, but I can't raise and lower it. That's a little frustrating. So there are some things that you can't do with the holograms despite having the ability to freeze the... the hologram and move around it. Lock hologram? I can't remember what they call it. That's right, I'll just use this. Alright. And I guess we'll just keep on going, right? I'm just trying to stay on the grid. My only real issue. Nudge and Blueprint Delete are gifts from the gods. Yeah, they're very cool. Thanks, Cosmic. Yeah, the sun is almost going down. I'm just trying to get this done before that happens. Either way, I'll take the train back down again for fun. Architecture. But yes, I appreciate the reminder. Hope this is okay. No, wrong way. I can tell the sun's starting to go down. Yeah, it's not as long as I thought, but it's certainly long enough. I don't think I'm going to put supports underneath this for now. I'm just going to run the belt. There's a slug somewhere. That's, I think, what people call the red forest cosmic. Although, maybe this is too. Like this is more foresty. So I'll probably put a lift here. It is all pink, yeah. This feels more red. It's also, the sun is setting so that the light changes a little bit when that happens. So if I grab a lift... I don't like where those are. I feel like they should be down at the bottom. That's the kind of thing where like a mod pack that just kind of like does that kind of stuff just takes that node and puts like one right there. You know, like what they obviously know what people are going to be using it for. I don't know why they make it so, what's the word I'm looking for? Messy. When you see stuff like that, you're like, did anybody play with this? Like, did anybody say, oh, that's the wrong way around. Did anybody say, yeah, that looks good. That works as intended. Hopefully this is not too close. Doesn't look terrible. And is that still mining? I'd say yes. Yep. So we'll just remove all this stuff. So it's a long belt without any supports. Cimmerian janky. Yeah, that's a decent way to look at it. I feel like they hamstring you for a game that wants to be something that allows people to do things very neatly and tidily. Then they hamstring you with designs like that. You're like, why did you do it that way? Why, game? I think I'm just going to get rid of that altogether. So it's not as fancy as the other ones, but it could be something we streamline in the future. Then all we really need to do is just bring this down along the same piece, and this is where the hover pack is going to be a lot easier. because I just want to come in here with a stackable pole. You've been trained for so long in this game to hear those footsteps and be afraid. And so having them trot around you as just like natural fauna in the world is a little bit strange. But that didn't take too long at all. We were farting around with other train throughput at the start of the stream, so to get this done in the first 90 minutes, I think it's pretty good. I haven't really given a lot of thought to the design in these areas. I try to make them look tidy, but there's no real theme other than just color. Now, this would be tricky. I should be able to maybe put this on the edge. Usually that works. We're almost there. I don't know whether to combine it on the belt there, or if I should do it all in a load balancer situation. That looks a little funny, doesn't it? Oh. That's going to be complicated. All right, fine. We'll have to do that when I come back. So I think what I'll do is I'll just leave this train going on loop. So I will turn on self-driving, time the route back, and go on a short break. If you're new to the stream, I do this about once an hour. We try to line it up with the nighttime in Satisfactory because it's really hard to see and do anything. So it ends up being just a little bit less than an hour, but of course we did like a good 90 minutes ahead of time here first. So I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes because Joel needs more coffee. Be right back. right. Turns out that's 6 minutes. And make sure that that doesn't drive away. The timing, right? Stay. Good boy. Okay. So, 6:29:49 is the time that I got. I'm going to round that up to 6 minutes and 30 seconds just because there's delays. I think with this kind of stuff with a roundabout, you'd have to take like 3 or 4 trips and take the average time. We don't need it to be exact. We can kind of ballpark. As long as we have wiggle room in the calculations, that we should be fine. So, round trip. It is collection rate times round trip. Round trip time is 6 minutes, 30 seconds. And train car capacity is 3,200. Collection rate. And the only thing we're bringing in here is bauxite. So that's 9, 1,200, 1,500, 1950, right? That's the new rate. So 6.5. So the overall capacity equals 1950 times 6.5 is 12,675, and that equals that divided by 3,200. We still only need 4 cars. I mean, it's close, but we only need 4 cars. That surprises me. So we don't have to add, that's less work. And I rounded up, so that's good. Good, we just have to make sure that these are evenly distributed between the 4 cars. So that's 1950 divided by 4. So you want to keep it to 480 and change-ish to each. So that is going to require some balancing. And probably some more platform would be my guess. I thought these would make noise. I thought the belts made noise. Maybe they don't. Alright, so we've got to get that belt over here, and then we have to start messing things around. These are all just going directly into bins. There's no load balancing happening at all. This needs its own bin. That's 600. What is, if I did 600... 600 times 6.5. So that would end up being more than 1 car. So I think the way to do this, rather than trying to split them evenly, is to do an overflow. So I'll bring the 2 heavy belts, the 2 Mark Vs, 600 a minute into this one, 600 a minute into this one. But we'll have an overflow splitter, and that should fill up the other cars. And then 4 belts should be enough to bring it out the other side. Sounds like math. I don't know if it's sounding right. Well, that's fair. That is fair. I think overflow would work. The other way to do it would be to take that 450 belt and split it 3 ways, but that still doesn't No, we have to break the 600s down into 300s. Yeah, it's really tricky to try and balance all of that. Because 1950 is just not a good number. If we got rid of the 150, then it would be 1800, and that would be very easily split, but it would be 450 in each bin. I guess I could just sacrifice the 150 per minute. We are gaining 600. I could just turn off that slow belt and not care about it. It's already belted up though. I guess we have to just make sure that the overflow situation for aluminum is working. Okay, how... $450 to Devastator. 600 per minute. Oh, so 600 per minute to Devastator. That doesn't work. That shouldn't be... That has to have more... Can't have 600 per minute coming in. Well, that's only going to be 480. So that's wrong. Okay. We'll have to fix this then. Does anybody in chat have any experience with overflow going into trains? Does that work this way that I think it's going to? So I could have two belts up here. And I guess that's going to have to drop sooner. Are there new ambient sounds? Yes, there are new ambient sounds everywhere. 100%. And they're cool. I agree. They are cool. Alright, well, let's at least get this part done. That's a Mark IV. Oh, I just deleted the wrong thing. Crap. That'll go to there. I'll get another one of these. Will continue to there. So now I've got a 600 line up here. And a 600 line right below it. And I need to, I guess, drop that down. Yeah, I might have to move that bin. Be less in line with everything. We're not unloading anything. I wonder if these would be more space efficient if I had them sideways. It would give us more room for any kind of load balancing. Well, no, it wouldn't. I mean, either way, these have got to go. All right, get rid of that. And get rid of that. I probably should just empty these. And then start from scratch. I will leave. Oh, you can the way that you can make put signs on things now is completely changed. Remember all the crazy shenanigans? Speaking of, you had to do to get signs to go on walls and go in different directions. You don't have to do that anymore. So, like, if I wanted to put a sign underneath something now, I think I can put them like on the ceilings. Oh no, that's not the right thing. Is it on the floor? I thought there was ways. I mean, you can do this now on walls. I don't think you could do that before. Right? So if you wanted to have a sign as like a light or something. It's just like a standalone thing. You could totally do that. Just like have a light in the middle of nowhere. So before you had to mess around with like pillars and the ends of pillars and all kinds of weirdness. So the trick is we have to figure out what is the max we can be putting into each bin at a time. So, spreadsheet. It's 3,200 is the max capacity, and basically it's, I think it was 480, right? Like that was the thing. 480 times 6.5. So really 480. If we go a little bit above 480, I think it was like 487 or something. Or 90. Rather than doing math, I'm basically brute forcing it. Yeah, so 492. But 480 is essentially the most we can have. And then 480 times 4 is 1920. And we've got 1950. So we really are cutting it close by just keeping 4 cars. I don't think it's worth adding a 5th car. If we did, it would be 1950 divided by 5, which is 390. That still gets messy. What's 1800? Oops. That's 450, right? Oh, I don't want the date. Oh, it's giving me date format. That's not. $450, right. Okay. So yeah. I think we can do it with just the cars. So these will need to be split. We will need to have the most coming into the first situations. So that would be the first 600 line. And I could face it the other way. So we'd have 600 going in there. Obviously, I have to have it lined up right. So in that way, and then overflow to the left, and then we can just do this the same thing all the way along. And so this would be dropped down. No, we'd pull probably from the line. We're just probably going to make a main bus along here and pull from it. So it might be worth making another one of these towers over here. Maybe the overflow splitter should be on the line instead of the ground. Meggybyte, hello! The game is too smarty pants for me. You came in at a really complicated section. It's very creative, and they start you off very slow. They start you off in the grassy field, and there's no foundations, there's no splitters. It's just belts, machines, pretty straightforward stuff. Actually, there's What Darren Plays is a YouTuber that's recently started. I think there's only like a 4 or 5 episode series, and he's going over the very basics and starting at the very beginning. So if you're looking for an explanation, then you can check that out. I've also got an older VOD, I think the Metroplex VOD of prepping for update 5 back like 2 years ago. I think that I started that, and I did a lot of explaining in that. Cosmic, do you remember that? Just call me Kevin. Yeah, What Darren Plays is really good. And he's taking his time with this new series, and that is in the current update. So What Darren Plays is doing a current update 8 early game walkthrough for anybody that's looking for that. You know what? I have YouTube open. Hold on, let me just grab that. Why is this full screen? I don't want that full screen. He does a lot of city skyline stuff too. Yeah, What Darren Plays. Pretty family friendly. Couple little language jokes and inside jokes and stuff, but this is, how many episodes is he in? Maybe 4. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 7 episodes. in his Satisfactory series. So you can get caught up pretty fast. And thanks for coming by, Megabytes. Great to see you. Appreciate it. Folks, if you're not already following Megabyte, they are another streamer here on Twitch. We raid them quite frequently. Always colorful. Speaking of, their stream is got some colorful language in it. Just FYI, in case you have small humans on your lap. Autosave. The old autosave. Okay. So if we pull that down here, we can take this along to here. So 600 would be pulled into there. Not 600. As much as what could be carried in there, which should be the 487, right? And then we would have another overflow here, and it would have to merge with another line. And then I'd have to put the big storage bins here. And I guess we could just overflow protect them with the smart splitter. Although that would have to be a merger. So it doesn't make any sense to have that there. Smart splitter would have to be up here. And I guess I want to snap it to something. Oh, did I have that in the right spot? Can I bring that? No. I need 480. No, has to be more than 480. Oh, that's too bad. Actually, that can be up here, so it's not in my way. So this will be just enough to fill this container, and then anything else is going to go past this. So in this splitter, we'll say left is going to be bauxite. Center will be the overflow, so anything extra, and then on the right will be none. And we'll do the same thing here. Line this up. And we'll paste the settings. So bauxite to the left, overflow straight on. And these are both 600 lines, so we don't want any merging happening down here because that'll be too much. This is a smaller line. This is the 450. Yeah. Merging right there. So this will come along here. And we could do the same thing. Grab that. Goes to there. My weird floaty platforms. And then we have this one last bit, and I don't remember where this is coming from. Way over there somewhere. Yeah. Which one is that? 300 per minute. So we want to merge a couple of these and have them go back the other way. This line is continuing from right to left. We'll put a bin here. It's right, I think. Yep. Lurking and working. Thanks so much, Meggybyte. Appreciate you being here. I never bought that much bauxite to one factory. I find smaller factories easier to control the balancing and then bring it all together. Yes, 100%. You are doing it right. I am doing it hard. I'm doing it the hard way. Wait till you see Devastator if you haven't been here very long. It's a large factory. And but I've already set the ball rolling, and the current input on Devastator is going to stay the same. As I do more things, like if I get into battery, like sulfuric acid and deuterium and stuff, I'm going to start doing satellite factories because it's getting too complicated. So that's good. We've got overflow coming here. So I need to merge this top line and this bottom line. This is 450 coming this way. So we'll need, this is really so much more complicated than it needs to be. That's not where I want that. So this is 300. And this can just go, I guess, straight into that one. The good news is these all have 2 inputs, so we've got some room here to be creative. This is 4. So 450, 300. This is going to need the extra. Probably from this line. So this will need our merger. But it's also going to need a splitter because, oh, I don't know. I feel like I just have to test this. So this is 300 coming in here. And then we will merge from up here. And it doesn't have to be a smart splitter, it just has to be just a regular splitter, right? And then we can delete the belt. Unless I want to make the overflow come out the other side for any reason. Well, we can do Smart Splitter and then bring another belt down if we need to. So this will go like that. That's the merger. Whoop, that sounds bad. We have friends. Do I not have my Xenobasher? There it is there. Get. Okay. So roughly 120 at most. So this should only be Mark II. Oh, does that not fit? How does that not work? Shouldn't they connect? Yeah, they should connect. Is that an update 8 bug? Yeah, they're not connecting. Oh, that's annoying. I can give you a tip for balancing that much input is to underclock your water extractors until you find a sweet spot of deleting some. There's no water extractors here. That doesn't make any sense. Looks like they offset sideways. Yeah. This one hooked up fine. You can see material on them, right? Oh, is this wrong? No, that's right. Normally there's a chime, right? You can hear like a little beep. That's a merger. That's intake. The splitter. Yeah, I don't get that. I'll see if I can use a belt to finish the job. Yeah, there's nothing there. Yeah, that shouldn't be needed. That's doing the job, though. Okay, so that was 600 minus 480 something. That leaves there's only going to be 120-ish on here. And that means that that's going to be 420. This is a merger, so we'll have another line coming into that. This line is this one. Smart splitter here. I have no idea if this is going to work. I've never done this before. I've only ever done the simple crate load balancing. So this will be a Mark IV. And this has to have a merger here too. Merger output on that side. And well, that's a little bit crooked, isn't it? To get rid of that. And line it up better this way. Same thing. This will be I guess I should just paste it, right? Yeah. So this overflow, we can actually take and put down into this bin. And it shouldn't be more than a trickle. Right, and then this here will be, yeah, that's not giving me a tone. That's really unfortunate. I wish that those kind of things would be fixed when they release stuff like this. Like, how did they not know? Like, how do you not test that? Hopefully that doesn't break things for people that are already in place. Mark 4. It could also be a visual thing. I might have to, maybe I should just save and reload. That's a Mark 4. Hey, Jay Christ, how's it going? Okay. So to explain what I think is going to happen, we'll use this top line as an example. So this is 600 per minute coming in. It's going to come along here, and it's going to hit this smart splitter. And the smart splitter says, I'm only going to take what we need going into that bin. The rest is going to go along here. And that then has to get into this merger. Or I have to bring it down to another line. So yeah, I'm not doing anything with this extra, and that's a mistake. I'm glad I checked that. And I can't put it on this line, but I should put it on this line. So I think we'll do another smart splitter here. I guess it really doesn't matter. And then we put a merger on this line. It's like a cascading effect, right? That's the idea. And so this should only be, again, a Mark II. And then we just copy paste this. And there shouldn't be any overflow at all. It should all just go down in there. And then this overflows into this. And then we just see how it goes. That's a Mark V. And then on this side, we know that we want more than one. We only want it to be a max of about 500 per minute. So 270, so Mark III belts. That's a lift. Mark III belts should mean that this is going to go in at, what is that? 270 is 540 at the most. I could probably get it closer to 500 or to 480. So what are our options here? 270 and 60. It's 330. 270. That's 90. It's 390. 480 and 60 would be 540. Two of those is 540. 290, 390. Yeah, there really isn't an option. 2 Mark IIIs is the easiest solution, I guess. And then these all have to be the max belt because 480 is not enough. It has to be 490 something. Filling in, some are filling in a little bit faster than others, but it looks like it's all flowing. I can probably just delete this belt and then rebuild it, and then that way we'll know if anything comes on it. That's a problem. And then we just have to set the train a-going. And I think that this is full. Yep. What I should do is turn on self-driving, bail, and then quickly get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of this, and get rid of this. Now, hopefully, what will happen is that these will not fill up or overflow in the next 6 minutes while that train is gone. So I'll start a timer. I mean, I know it's going to be roughly 6 minutes, but this way I'll keep an eye on it. And while we're waiting, we can clean up a little bit around here. It all seems to be flowing pretty well. I can't add another wall here. Might be worth it to add a little decorative bit here. Maybe we'll bring in a tower. Just so everything is nice and matchy. And then, of course, this is going to have to change. Probably do a lift. Will be tighter. And I would do that here. Mark IV. So when the time comes, we can just bring that along there. I like that these are the same height now. I don't know that it would benefit from being connected. It might look cool if we took like the architecture catwalks. Yeah, sure. This is the kind of like free play that's kind of fun, where like it's not your main area. You just kind of want to make it look tidy, but you're not really worried about it looking perfect. The thing that you want is it to not be confusing, right? So we're about halfway done and we're about halfway full. So 2 lines and 2 lines and 1. We're about even. A little faster on this one, but that makes sense because it's the first And if this one fills up, it should cascade down, right, and continue on to other machines. But yeah, every now and again you end up in one of these situations where you have to kind of make, I wouldn't call that belt spaghetti, but it's definitely more complicated than it would need to be if I wanted to just build this out and create a better load balancer. And I'm not even sure I understand load balancers, to be honest. I don't know if that's a thing that I really grasp. There's a lot of like, I can do a simple one, but when you get into like 10, 12 belts, belt neatness rather than spaghetti, yeah, it's just a lot, right? It's just a lot of overflow mechanics, and you can see like this one isn't getting anything yet, and that's good. And I can actually delete this little bit of a belt. So actually having these little belt bits here are kind of an indication that it's not working. And we're not getting any overflow here yet either. So we're at 4 minutes. Train should be on its way back. That's it there. Still no overflow. And I guess, I don't know if we have to do any load balancing at the Devastator. It's all pretty even. Oh, this one's slow. So this last one is the, which makes sense because that's how the overflow would work, is that we've got these two bins filling up first. This one gets the overflow before the others. And I guess what I could do is that merger, this smart splitter, I could have this go out and split its last overflow. Nope, because that's coming in there. What's that? This is a merger. Oh, here's the train. So the good news is we're not overflowing. Operating as designed. It's just that they're not even. All right. So I'll leave that as it is. I'm going to ride the train back. Yeah, 6 minutes, 30 seconds. So pretty spot on. So that takes care of what's happening there. The trick will be to see whether we're going to get a way to balance it back at Devastator. Simrian says the only place I have a load balancer is my nuclear reactors for the fuel rods. It ensures they all get fuel rods evenly. Yeah. Very satisfying. I agree. And good on ya. I've not even looked at nuclear power. We've got 60,000 megawatts coming out of the Megatron power facility. I did diluted fuel, and I made 120. I think it's 120 fuel generators. I know the answer. Hold on. 400 fuel generators. Excuse me. 400 fuel generators. That's on the west coast. You'll probably see it on my next break, actually. Well, I say that, and I might actually have to go in about 20 minutes. So we have a 6.5 minute thing even with this slowdown going down the hill. Whenever there's another train in the roundabout, it really brings everything down. I mean, obviously the autosave too. I really wish I could decide if I like that roundabout. I might want to move it. That's why I've left it looking pretty ugly, is because I don't know if it's 100% where I want to leave it. But yeah, it really takes a long time for the trains to go through here. It might be not the best design. What is going on? Why are you stuck? That's weird. I wonder if there was a train going by above it, maybe? My path signals seem to be reaching farther than they should. Because there was lots of room for that train to bail, right? So I'm going to turn off the self-driving. Before it gets to the station, because now we've got to take a look at this. This is going to be... Oh, did I... Oh, it's the other train. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be even. One should be... This should be 600 per minute, right? Because that's the first one. And then the second one should be 600 per minute. Next one is at least 480. That, or it's going to be 600 per minute as well. And then this one is going to be... No, that can't be right, because this one is at least 300 per minute. So 600, 600. No, because we're limiting the input. So yeah, it's not 600 per minute. It was basically... Yeah, there's no real way to calculate it, I guess. 492? $14.76, 1950 minus $14.76, $4.74. That means we've got those coming down below. I think what I'll do, Cosmic, I'll probably just play through the night while this is all fresh in my brain. So we have 1950. So I really only need 3 belts. But it's probably going to be worth it to bring 4. No, we didn't leave any room for 4. I don't think. I guess I could redo the copper. I did the copper without thinking. Where's the copper come from? Oh, we could move the copper. We could move the copper over to this lane here. That wouldn't be too bad. That way bauxite would all stay on the one side. I think I removed the bauxite. I condensed 1350 down into 2 belts, and now I've gone and added another 600, so I need to add 2 more belts back. So yeah, we would probably use these here. Too many menu buttons. Oh, whoops. Maybe this one has to go there. So those will be the 2 belts coming in. And then down here, do the same thing. And this is now 1950. Should be. This is where I really wish, I wish they had the ability to give us a belt measuring tool. I guess we're just going to have to do an overflow. I'm not going to load balance the actual what do I want to call it? The oh crap. The aluminum production facility is not, it's not load balanced, it's just an overflow system, so that shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, I guess we're going to move the copper. Thankfully, that's already set up. There's supposed to be coal flowing on this one, but it doesn't seem to be. There seems to be a hole in the flow, which is not good. Oh, there it is there. I thought there was supposed to be a constant flow there. I'm not sure why there's not. Wonder if it's because they're Mark V belts. It should be 600 coal. Yeah, they should be fine. Oh, I wonder it's because it's a fast belt and we're dumping it into an awesome sink. That's probably what it is. There's a belt measuring tool. BLander uses it. It's a mod. Okay, yeah. No, I want them to give us like a, you know, something that you run the belt through and it just kind of gives you a readout, you know? So we're going to move the copper over to this. And so these bottom two are going to end up being copper. And that's going to be the same distance as these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And those are 2 Mark 5s. Yep. And so it'll be that 1 copper, and this other copper is coming from back there. So we'll have to snake that around. I don't really want to redo that, so we'll just yeah, we'll just move that around here. I will probably simply duck it underneath. Probably right about where all this is happening. Yeah, we'll just bring it over to here. Two, three, four. Two, three. And then we'll just bring this one down to here. That should work. Now I'm just going to run the rest of the line. So it is bottom 2 on this lane here. Bottom 2 on this one. Ah, they don't exist. That was the wrong belt. Double check that. I think it's the 2 next to the quartz. Yep, next to quartz. Well, we'll be filling in our main bus a little bit more. So that's good. It's weird to be pushing this over into the middle because it exits to the left here shortly. As a matter of fact, right here. So that is where the 2 copper currently go. We have to get them from here into there. And unfortunately, there's this little bump. I guess I could try to go underneath. I don't even know why I did this. My guess is that it doesn't... There must have been something here. Did I just get rid of this whole bump? Because that would be very helpful. Why is this even here? I'm sure I had a reason. I wonder if the landscape here changed. I feel like I would not have done this for no good reason, right? Like, I feel like I would have raised it up to go over something. Like there was a boulder or something here that I couldn't get rid of. Because what we would like to have, of course, is floor space here. I have days like that. Like, why did I build like that? Yeah, totally. Right? Like, to me, there must have been something here. Nothing like landscape, but maybe like one of those big boulders that you can't get rid of. I can't see an example. That's a little one, but like sometimes there's these bigger ones that you just can't blow up. Like that. But oh, I guess I can get rid of those. Yeah, like sometimes there's bigger things that you can't get rid of. And maybe they got rid of it. Like maybe that was one of the changes. Because this arbitrarily is just in my way. It would be nice to have, like I said, this level. Because that was the idea. Get everything off the ground so that if you ever need to bring things down and take it horizontally, you can. So that we could just put a splitter here and a splitter there, you know, side by side, and then just run it underneath everything. You know, here we've gone the extra mile and gone underneath the bottom, but it would be nice to be able to do that here. As cool as it looks with the little ramp, it's not necessary. It does feel like it kind of helps the design a little bit. Yeah, all right. Well, it's not like it's a lot of work to do this. And change it back if we don't like it. Can you get rid of these things here? Maybe just with explosives. Not that it matters. I guess we could still leave the front ramp for the looks and then just have it come down here. Because this is where we need the space, so I guess do it that way. That's fine. Oh. I guess the floor is up there for some reason. Oh yeah, the whole thing is just arbitrarily high. Well, there must have been something here. Sorry for bumping into things. Yeah, I mean, we can just get rid of this too. So this, I could leave those there. Those belts need to continue on. So I guess this would go here. No, this would be conveniently 2. Ta-da. So then we would just bring these in to here. And I guess from this spot, we would just have splitters. Probably smart splitters, just to ensure what happens here. That way we can control if any time I ever build a belt incorrectly. Actually, let's put this one. Oh, I'm out of plates. Let's put this one here. And then this one here. And if we really wanted to, we could keep them high. Well, this one we could. Right, so that... And then we just have to do... this is to the right. Right is copper ore. I get a little what's the word I'm looking for? I get too quick sometimes with the settings, and I've done that where you're meaning to take out copper ore, but your brain thinks copper, and my Minecraft brain thinks copper ingots, and so then you end up making this say it's looking for copper ingots. On that, I think that's hooked up. All right, so now we can go back to the start. MindTripMedia with the 100 bits. Thank you ever so much. Really appreciate that. And we should be able to just move this copper fairly quickly. Grab that and Mark 5. to make sure that's too high. So much for fast. 1, 2. Thought that was in the wrong spot. Really? What is going on here? Is it too close? Yeah, it's too close. Okay. That is tight. Of course. Of course. I guess I'm gonna get some aluminum back. No, I'm not deleting anything, so... Well, I guess I've got to remove some of this. Where's that? So I'll grab this belt. And that's not a thing. That's not a thing. This is going to go, and that's going to go. It's almost good. I need to fix that. My calculations were incorrect. Or my eyeball was off. Okay, that's done. And then this. Yay. So that is now copper removed from that. We'll let that drain out. So we'll have to watch that, and I should be able to just ride this. No more copper on either of those. And then we just fix this. Mark 5. Let's actually not go down that far. It might be best for us on this side to bring these up a tick. Or bring them all the way up. Come on. There we go. That will look cooler, I think. I completely got turned around. What happened there? Okay, so now up here, make sure I hook the copper back up. 600 per minute and 300 per minute. I guess we're leaving that belt zone. That goes into the splitter, right? Okay. That's hooked back up. I hope I didn't mix those around. Crap. I'll have to check that. So that means these can go. That's all set up. So now I just have to double check the right way. It was 300 was on this side. Yep, 300 on the right. So that's on the right. That is the bottom. And that would not change. So now I just have to make sure that I've got that labeled correctly. If I don't, then I've got to switch it. The King Neblet, thanks very much for hanging out for so long. Hope we have a fantastic day. Appreciate the support. Refill Rex, hi. Welcome in. All right, so bottom is this one. I think that might be the wrong one. Yeah, that looks like it's being combined. 300 is coming in on the train, and I believe 300 is this top one here. I think we've got a pure copper node that's being tapped locally. Yeah, this is the 300 per minute. That's fine. I just have to switch the splitters back at the export. That's fine. So train line is the top line. We are here. Train line is the top line. So all I need to do is just move this over here. Oh, I get a line now. That's good. Or I was getting a line. Ugh. The floaty physics drive me a little bit crazy. Overflow. And then we'll just put this one on the bottom. This is the 600. So that's fixed. And then we just have to, when the time comes, run these bauxite lines But I'm not going to be able to do that because I'm out of aluminum at the moment. Cool. Well, that gets all of our trains ready to run. I think the only thing I have to do before I set the Mixmaster train back up in a continuous loop to our bauxite mine is hooking up these other 2 bauxite belts. But as you can see, they run the whole length of the factory. They have to go all the way down here. So in a way, I should have put these down the middle because it would have looked cooler and it would have been less of a problem. Dang it. Oh well. So yeah, there'll be four belts to pull off here. But I guess in that light... Well, do we have the room here? No, we go up somewhere. Oh yeah, there's a bump up here, and this is a thing. There's no room here. We ran into the ground, so that's the situation. So yeah, next time we'll be hooking up the aluminum and increasing our aluminum volume, and then also probably redesigning this input because this is only meant for 4 belts, and currently we're bringing in the coal. We'll probably end up making this larger and bumping the coal down to the other side. So there's some maneuvering to happen here. I think this would look cool if it was all aluminum, and I actually don't know what's inside here. I think it's all cavity wall for design purposes. Yeah, there's a little bit of room, but it's mostly for belt work and stuff. Okay. Right on, folks. We are going to pass you along to somebody else, hopefully playing Satisfactory. Barring that, we will throw you to somebody playing Minecraft. I need to get my adult butt to the gym, being a good human. Total Eclipse is playing Satisfactory. I think that would be a lovely spot to drop you all off. Doing a steel foundry, it looks like. My name has been Joel Duggan. If you want to follow me on social media, that's the handle. Very easy to find. Obviously, I'm here on Twitch several times a week, mostly Thursday through Sunday, but I've been putting in some extra time with Satisfactory, which has been a lot of fun. You can, of course, check out the Spawn Chunks podcast and the Citadel Cafe podcasts. They are both free on their websites or wherever you get your free podcasts. And the Citadel Cafe has a new paid member bonus episode going out tonight. That will be up on the Patreon if you want to check that out. And speaking of Patreon, I have one for my streaming work. If you'd like to support me, you can go to patreon.com/JoelDuggan and join the Discord for less than a single cup of coffee per month. And it goes a long way to help me stream more often, because the more of you there are, the more often I can do this. And I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Thank you ever so much for the support, for the bits, for the subs. Cosmic, thank you so much for moderating and being an overall lovely human in our community. I really appreciate you and everything that you do. And I'll see you all tomorrow, Thursday, for Minecraft, I think. I'm still messing around with the new schedule. So Minecraft soon. Satisfactory also soon. We'll see what's up. But yeah, Thursday, tomorrow, and Friday at 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 4 hours. We'll see you then, folks. Bye for now.